Google just killed the Gemini CLI. Okay, when you kill something, you get something new, right? And that's where we got Antigravity. And now you'll say, that's there from a long time. So it was released in November 2025, and now they are releasing it. See, something is changing. So when you go to the Google Antigravity, so Google I.O. is going on, and they released this new product. Now, when we go to Antigravity page, and when you look at this product section, we got multiple options now. So yes, there is Antigravity IDE, and we have used that before. I made a video on this. We also have Antigravity CLI. Now, this is what is replacing the Gemini CLI. And we also get this Antigravity 2.0. Now, we got multiple products for the software development. Now, who will use what? So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. But then it's a good thing from Google that they are changing the name so that you will know in which ecosystem you're working with. So when it comes to Gemini, we have list of products which talks about Gemini, but then they also included the coding tools there, like we have Gemini CLI, Gemini Code Assistants. But now it makes sense for developers, there should be something different, like Antigravity for developers, right? It makes sense. And that's what they have done. And not just this, they have changed a lot of names for different products. And maybe in some other video, we'll talk about it. At this point, the focus is Antigravity. Now, as I mentioned, there are three options. In fact, there's also SDK, which we're not going to cover in this video. Again, it will be a lengthy video if we talk about SDK. But now we got 2.0, CLI, and IDE. So the first step is you have to download the Antigravity. Now, the caveat here is when you download this, by default, it will give you the Antigravity 2.0. That's the page, what you see here. But you have to go down. And that's where you will see the IDE as well. So basically, you have two separate downloads. So it's not Antigravity IDE 2.0, it's Antigravity 2.0, but you get the updated version in IDE as well. Difference, I will tell you in some time. So the first thing you have to do is download the Antigravity 2.0, also download the Antigravity CLI and the IDE. We are skipping this, we'll talk about this maybe in some other video. So three setups, okay? Now you'll be saying why someone will use three different things. Yes, of course, why someone will use three different things. If you want to work with the IDE, you will use IDE. If you want to work with the CLI, you will use CLI. If you want to work with 2.0, you will use the 2.0 part. But I will show you all and you will figure out which one you want. Just to give you a clear answer, I'm going to use the IDE version for my development, but we'll see all three. The first one I want to open is the Antigravity 2.0. Now, this is how it looks. Now, if you look down here, the logos. So this is the logo for the Antigravity 2.0, okay? And this is the logo for the IDE. They were smart in this. Just change the color. Why to work so much to change the entire design? Maybe in future, they're going to merge this, and that's the plan. The Gemini CLI will be outdated on this day or at this time. So basically, this is the Antigravity 2.0, and nowhere you can see an IDE, because this is a standalone desktop application, your agentic development basically. Now what you can do here, this is the place where you can build application, right? No coding, maybe a kind of vibe coding, and not just for coding, you can use it for other purpose as well to create plans and stuff, but we are going to use it for the coding. And if you observe, there's interesting part here, which is the Gemini 3.5 Flash. Yes, we got the new version. Pro, maybe in some time, but now we got a Flash. And you'll be thinking, why I'll be using Flash when we have this amazing model, which is 3.1 Pro, or maybe you will be sticking to the Claude Sonnet or Opus. Let me show you something. If I go to this page, the blog for this 3.5, we got the Flash version released. Are they talking about Pro anywhere? We're also hard at work on 3.5. Okay. So maybe next month, we're going to do it next month. Okay, we'll wait for that. But Flash is interesting. Now, why it is interesting? It's because it is fast. See, when you build applications, of course, you want an intelligent model, but also you need a model which will give you answer fast. Maybe for coding purpose, maybe for replying to your queries quicker, and Flash excels there. Now, we'll talk about the speed, but if you look at this benchmark, compare for the coding part. So, of course, these are better models, but look at this terminal bench. Almost there. Better than Claude Opus 4.7, but not good compared to GPT 5.5, but almost there. Where it excels is in the multi-step workflow using MCP. Where it excels is real-world tool use cases. Where I'm interested is in the multimodal as well. It's doing well, but mostly with the MCP and the technical benchmark. But there's also interesting part here, which is this. Look at the speed, the output speed. Now, all the other models are here. So this is the speed section. So output speed, and this is the intelligence. Of course, we want intelligent, and that's why I'm not going to use flashlight, which is 3.1 flashlight, because it's very fast, but it's not intelligent. On the other hand, I love 3.1 Pro, but very slow. Again, Opus 4.7, amazing model, but slow. Flash, on the other hand, gives almost the same performance or same intelligence, but very, very fast. So that's what we need to know. Now, going back to the anti-gravity, we can build something here. And let's try it out. And again, I'm going to show you the CLI and the IDE version, so just hold on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to create a project. I actually have a plan with me, and I got this plan from AI itself. So I love quiz applications. So let's build a quiz application. So build a quiz application called Quiz Master, features needed. And these are the requirements. Basically, it will be having 4 options, and then there's a timer as well. You will get the feedback instantly using green color and red for wrong. Then we can restart with some other category and all those stuff. And I'm going to use 3.5 here. Now let's try. Let's see what happens. When I do this, it will start working. And you will also see a mission control panel somewhere. Okay, so I think we have not created the project. So let's do that first. So the first thing is create a project. So I'm going to go here and say create a project. And this will be, where should I keep it? So in the documents, in test anti-gravity, the same folder I've created when I was testing anti-gravity before. And I'm going to create a new project. Now I'll say quiz app. So this is my project. So remember, documents, test anti-gravity, test, and quiz app. I know that's a lengthy folder, but I will just do that. Okay, so we are in this, and now we can paste the same query, and let's see how it works. So it should be able to do it now. So analyzing and all those stuff. So it will work. So it will use agent. The beautiful thing is you can also work with these sub-agents now. It will ask you for the permission. So it is going to create this project in this, because that's what you have mentioned before. So we can give permissions now. So of course you can give it for this time. We can also give it permission to run NPX in this project. Don't ask me again. And I will do that. So it's working with this. And look at the speed. It's pretty good compared to what we have done. Additionally, you can also work with the work tree to create the sub-agents. And if you want to build a feature in some other branch. Yes. Okay, asking for permission. You know, there's one thing called goal. So if you specify goal, I've not tested it properly, but you can specify things and it will start working to complete everything and give you the output. That's interesting. You can also use something called grill me. It's just rollout. So I will be testing all those things before. You can also use browser command. Okay. So with this, I got the implementation plan, which I can open in the tab here. And this is the plan, which looks good. There will be question.json, in which we'll be having all the questions. This is the format for the JSON. There's also explanation. That's good. Correct answer is specified with the index, which is the first option here. There will be leaderboard as well. The card category, circular timer. Okay. Leaderboard table will be there. And we'll be using NPM. Okay, looks good. And additionally, you can also add comments here. Maybe if you want something different. So the background, maybe you can just change it to some other color here. And the format is, let's say, I want to change something here. In fact, the plan looks so good, I don't want to change anything. Maybe I'll just change one thing. I can just say 25 seconds. We have made the changes, and now I can say, looks good. So it will start implementing now. So by the time it is doing, let me move towards the IDE. So you can simply download the Antigravity IDE, and this is what it looks like. Now this is similar. I mean, this is basically a clone of, or the fork of VS Code open source. And that's why it looks very similar. Now here you can get your work done. In fact, I'm going to open the same project, and let's see. I'm just curious to see what code it generates there. Okay, we are opening the same project here. And you can see here, you can't see any code anywhere. But it's making the changes. You can open the code from here somewhere. You know, you can open the JSON file. It has added some questions by default, the code here. But if you want to get the feel of the IDE, you can just open that in the Antigravity, or maybe any IDE you prefer. And this is the files it is creating. And then you can just continue from here. Now, as a developer, I'll prefer IDE because I want to see the code. I want the control here, right? I want to be in the driving seat. If you're from non-technical background or a project leader, you want to test out something, you want to build something, this looks good. So implementing the welcome card is still doing the stuff. So we'll be changing those things with the help of IDE here. And you can run the commands here as well. So you can, when you say / you can run different commands. But I said I'll be using Antigravity IDE, but as a true developer, and if you are a developer before AI era, we love terminals, right? Because you can execute different commands there, you get more power. If you don't want to drive an automatic car, if you want a manual car, then what you can also use is the CLI. And I have downloaded CLI in my machine. So when I open terminal here, so let me show you how CLI looks like. So basically, once you download CLI, you have to also add that in the environment variables. And then once you have done that, you can just write AGY for the antigravity and say enter. Now this is the antigravity CLI. There are some bugs when you do it with VS Code, which I realize. Example, if I open the VS Code, it's already open, I think. Let me open that here. Yeah. So if I do AGY here, there are bugs. Of course, you have to, okay. So the important thing is this will work when you have a Pro plan and the Ultra plan. And they have reduced the price for the Ultra plan now. They're giving multiple options. But I do have a Pro plan. And okay, now it's working. Maybe they have updated. So before making the video, I got an update. In fact, I will show you. So the current version is 2.0.1. When I downloaded it was 2.0.0. So that's funny, right? Just before making a video, I got the update. Okay, always run. So it will test out different stuff. So let me go to the CLI. I know it's weird to cover everything in one video, but I'm enjoying it. So this is how the CLI looks like, and I can navigate to that particular folder and we can do the remaining operations here. So let me just navigate to that particular folder and then we'll open it. And now I will open the AGY. Let's see. So I'm opening the same folder, and of course I have to say trust this folder. So I'm in the same folder in 3 different locations. So npm still running, waiting for my input. No. So the project is actually running, and you can just open this in this URL, and maybe I can say open this in the browser. Okay, it says I have to enable remote debugging, allow remote debugging on this instance. So basically you have to paste that and allow remote debugging. That's why it will get the access for your browser. Check again, and that's done. So agent running, I've invoked the browser sub-agent to open the, and that's the thing, right? You can use sub-agents to run this. You can use the sub-agents to create the test cases. Okay, so it is verifying the browser, web browser agent. Yes, allow this time, because we are running a different agent, so we got a different prompt. So once it finishes the sub-agent, it will give the result back to the main agent. I will open the new page here. Okay, so welcome to Telusko quiz master. Configure a nickname. I will say Naveen. That's my name. I want to give for Java. This is the quiz. It looks big because maybe I've zoomed the browser a bit. Randomly, I'm giving the answers. I knew the first answer. Okay, so that's wrong. I'm doing a good job. Perfect. So I'm doing good here. And now we can add certain features if you want, but I'm happy with this output. So this is my window. I'm testing it. And this is the window getting tested by the antigravity. Yeah. Okay. You can see my hands are off, getting tested by the antigravity. Okay. So by the time it's doing this, let's go back to the antigravity and see the commands or see the code. Okay, looks good. We can also create test cases for this. Maybe I will use the same window. I'm not sure if we do at the same time. First of all, I will lose my tokens, but I'll specify my goal. Test this application properly by adding test cases. I'll begin by explaining the code base at the workspace. Okay, it is going to test it. We should have created a MD file as well just to understand the project, right? I think we don't have that folder, or do we? No, we don't have that file. Let's do that with the terminal. No, we got one use case. So when I say create a ag.md file with the project specs. Okay, multiple things are happening at the same time. I'm going to lose all my tokens today for just one video. So if you can see, it is creating the test case. Let's see the implementation plan here. And so it's going to use vtest, config, setup test. Okay. Coverage, objective, validate, category details. Okay, end-to-end integration. Control logic for the entire application. Okay, looks good. So the browser is testing if it is working in that way, but you have to also do the unit testing of it. And that's what Antigravity is doing. And at the same time, or the IDE is doing, at the same time, our CLI is initializing this project. So understanding the entire project, and you can see I'm using multiple things at the same time. That's crazy. I never tried this before. I don't know why I get all these weird ideas in the video. It was not planned. I was thinking I will be using one by one, but it's fun. So I have successfully navigated to the thing and performed the quiz reported verification, activities performed, nickname configuration. Okay. Answered it correctly. Skip 2 questions to verify. Analyzed accuracy of 80%. Question leaderboard persistence. Okay. The recording of this session has been saved. Okay, it also saves the recording of this session. That's great. Oh, that's cool. And now maybe I can just add certain more features in this after this video, but I just wanted to show you how things looks like here. Cannot send. Okay, so this is the sub agent, right? Back to the main agent. So what are you running now? I invoke the browser sub agent to open the terminal. I will report as browser. Okay, it has finished its work. Okay, it will report. And this has done its work. Requesting permission to run this. Okay. And let's see what is happening in the IDE. Still getting the test cases. We also have, by the way, here, as we have in Cloud Code, but I'm more concerned about the usage. So let's see the usage. Okay, I have finished my 80% quota today. Okay. Hopefully we can finish the video and the quota will still be there. We can also check what is there in the context. Okay, we still have a lot of space in the context. There should be separate series on Antigravity CLI. I wanted to create a series on Gemini CLI, and then I thought first I will finish the Cloud Code. And it's good that I have not started with Gemini CLI. Otherwise, I have to record the entire series again by renaming it with new features, of course. Okay, all are doing their work, and I'm going to lose my quota today. So we got this ag.md, and it has all the details about the project, the detailed project. So this is what we are using for the React version, the Vite version, and the color schemes, the key architecture. Root application is here. There's a timer as well. Leaderboard at this place. The question schema. Okay, a very good documentation. Cool. Okay, so it has created these test cases. Remember, in the IDE, we are creating the test cases, and in the Antigravity, it is still doing the browser testing. Perfect. Maybe I should deploy the application and make it public. Cool. So yeah, that's about this demo. I hope you liked it. See you in the next part. Excited, and a lot of announcements are coming. Maybe you will see more videos coming up about these announcements. So thank you so much. See you in the next part. Bye-bye.